Hello, my name is Ron McCulloch. I'm a consultant podiatric surgeon specializing in the condition of Morton's neuroma. Our center has a unique number of different treatments for this condition, including cryosurgery and ablative radiofrequency, ligament release, open surgery, etc. However, whenever we can, obviously we want to try and solve the problem of Morton's neuroma without any invasive treatment whatsoever. And the number of videos that I've done will cover all the conservative aspects of care, including orthoses, splints, and so on. But one of the things I just wanted to briefly discuss with you during this video is foot type. So out of the Greek, Roman, Egyptian square foot types, the best foot you can have to avoid Morton's neuroma from forming is an Egyptian foot type. In other words, a foot where the big toe is the longest and then the toes rapidly taper down, with the small toe, the fifth toe, being the shortest. That is the ideal shape, and it's actually pretty obvious why, because you only have to look at a typical shoe to see that that conforms very much to the shape of most of the shoes that are sold today. One of the most troublesome foot shapes is often referred to as the Greek foot shape, but basically what it means is that your second toe is longer. Now, it's not actually your second toe that's longer, it's your second metatarsal that's longer. And as a consequence, as you walk, you're going to have a disproportionate increased stress underneath the second metatarsal and therefore also towards the third. And this really predisposes you to 2-3 Morton's neuromas. So if you have that kind of foot and you're looking for an understanding as to why maybe you've got a Morton's neuroma, that could easily explain it. The Roman foot is a squarer foot shape, and this again causes challenges because if your first, second and third toes are quite long and all about the same length, that again doesn't conform to a typical shoe shape. So have a look at that and resolve that challenge by finding shoes that are more typical of the shape of your foot. There are various strategies that you could consider. So in terms of the strategies that you could consider if you have one of these foot shapes, is that you need to think about the type of shoe you're buying. There are certain types of shoes, and I've often talked about the Ultra, but there are many other commercial brands that have a much squarer toe box. If you have this situation where your first toe is short, particularly where you have a square foot shape, then that's a good option. If you have a long second toe, what a lot of people do is they judge the correct size of the shoe by the first toe, and then the second toe buckles back. You receive back pressure, and then that causes the formation of a neuroma over time. So the very important thing to do is, if you have this foot type with a long second toe, is that you make sure there's enough space for the second toe to sit straight and sit comfortably. And I can tell you from 30 years of experience that many patients don't do that. They feel that if they have space at the end of their second toe, their shoe is too big. But it's not, and it does make for challenges with regards to the wearing of slip-on shoes, but the answer is to wear lace-ups or tie-ups or some kind of secure fastening that allows you to wear the correct size. In situations where you do have a very long second toe, sometimes as a podiatric surgeon I'm asked to address that, or I think it might be a good idea to address that. But remember, if you shorten the second toe back, you haven't actually solved the problem, because it is the metatarsal that is long. And so the relationship between the bones in the metatarsals, which is in the middle of the foot, is still not correct. Now, frankly, obviously, operating on a metatarsal and shortening it back to its normal parabola, its normal shape, is something one would very much do as a last resort. And it usually occurs for some very specific reasons beyond that just of the formation of a neuroma.